Okay. So, okay. Oh, I can start now? Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't think we hit the start broadcasting button. So I can just already get started then, I guess. Or what do you prefer? Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye. All right. We are live. All right. So I'll go ahead and get started. All right. Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon to those of you who are on the East Coast. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jenny Katzington, and I'm the Recruitment and Outreach Counselor for the University of Arizona Honors College. Just to give you an overview of the Honors College at the U of A, we have about 4,500 undergraduate students coming from all types of backgrounds. We've been serving our honors students for over 50 years, and our students have an interdisciplinary education that's tailored to their passions and interests. I also want to tell you the mission statement of the Honors College, and that's to inspire extraordinary students to develop an enduring spirit of inquiry, discovery, and responsibility. All right. So as an honors wildcat, you will belong to a supportive community of like-minded peers. But you're also at the large public university of the University of Arizona, and you have all the access to resources of a large research-intensive university. When you're an honors wildcat, you can also be a part of the 500 clubs and organizations that the U of A has to offer. You can be a part of the Zona Zoo, which is the largest student section in the Pac-12. You can also be a part of Greek life and do on-campus research and intern or work on campus as well. So you really get the best of both worlds by being an Honors Wildcat community member as well as a general U of A community member. So here are several word clouds that describe some of our honors students. You might find some words on here that align with you. So we have students who are volunteers, who are writers, who are athletes, or valedictorians, or Eagle Scouts even. Our students from high school across the U.S. Come and bring in a lot of diversity to the university as a whole, and we even have some international students. So here is our freshman class by college. So as you can see, our most popular colleges that honors students are a part of are the College of Science, College of Engineering, College of Letters, Arts and Sciences, followed by the Eller College of Management. Now, when you're an honors student, you can choose any major at the University of Arizona. There are honors classes offered across most departments, almost all departments on campus. College of Science and College of Engineering are where most of our students are, but don't let that discourage you from choosing another major that's in a different college. Also, about 17% of our students are double majors, and about 10% of our students are dual degree. Oftentimes, honors students receive incoming credit from AP courses, IB courses, or even dual enrollment. So when they come to the university as a freshman, they're already coming with lots of incoming credit, so that gives them the flexibility to add minors or majors or another degree to stay on campus for 4 or 5 years, depending on the program of your choice, and that really allows them to be interdisciplinary. All right, so let's take a look at your honors education. With an honors education, you'll create a customized academic plan based on your interests. Also, a perk of being in the Honors College is that you'll be surrounded by other motivated and bright students, and it'll be an intellectually stimulating environment both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. Later on in the presentation, I'll also go over some valuable privileges that you would get as an honors student. So with the honors plan, this is where you'll create a plan for your next 4 years here at the University of Arizona. You'll first work with an honors advisor, and your honors advisor has a different role from your academic advisor. So your academic advisor is someone who you would ask for questions regarding prerequisites or enrolling in classes that pertain to your major, or help sequencing out classes for the next 4 years. Your honors advisor, though, has a role in which they look at the big picture. So they're going to sit down with you and ask questions like, what are your career goals? Or what do you want to do on campus to accomplish and graduate on time? Your honors advisor can help you with study abroad programs. They can help you identify research opportunities on campus. They can also find internships and help you apply for those too. Your honors advisors will meet with you for at least 30 to 45 minutes long. So these meetings are longer than meetings with your academic advisor. Your honors advisor is supposed to meet with you at least once per year. Of course, you can meet with them more often if you would like. The advisors are divided by major. So if you're a science major, you'd be meeting with the College of Science honors advisor. And again, your honors advisor will help you with anything from your academic experiences to your engagement experiences. They are really designed to help you make the most of your college experience and prepare you for life beyond the U of A Honors College. All right, so let's take a closer look at what honors courses are like. So keep in mind at the U of A, you'll be taking honors courses that are smaller than your non-honors classes. These classes are oftentimes discussion-based, and they require you to dig deeper, and they also include interdisciplinary perspectives. They're not classes built to make you do more homework and more studying, and your professors aren't going to give you more exams in an honors course. They're designed for you to have an elevated level of critical thinking. You're also going to be surrounded by other motivated students, so it's a really engaging atmosphere. These students from different backgrounds are able to share their different ideas, thoughts, and opinions on subjects that are taught in the classroom. Also, with your honors classes, you'll be taught by top faculty members on campus. So those include Regents professors, award-winning professors, and other internationally known professors on campus. You won't be working with graduate students or TAs. Our honors classes are designed to, again, have that higher level of thinking, and so our students get to work with the best professors on campus. That's because they benefit from working with experts in their fields. So these professors have been studying in their fields for years and years and have been on campus for quite some time. On average, our students will take about 1 to 2 honors courses per semester to stay on track to graduate on time. Another benefit of being in the Honors College is that starting in your junior year, you actually get to start taking, if you want, you can enroll in graduate level courses. All right, so here's kind of a breakdown of the different types of honors courses that we offer. We have first year seminars, honors general education courses, honors only courses in majors, and then honors electives. These are the numbers of honors courses that are financially supported by the Honors College, but across the U of A campus, there are more than 280 honors classes. So that's across several departments, and those classes are financially supported by their own respective colleges. Just to give you some examples of what these classes are like, I have some course descriptions and some names of first year seminars. So one of our favorites is called Our Own Personal Soundtracks, and that's taught by John Pollard. With that, we ask, what is your personal soundtrack and how do you use it to alter your mood and change your conscious experience? Put more simply, what are you listening to, why are you listening to it, and how are you listening to it? So that's one example of a freshman seminar. We also have The Examined Life, Youth, Families, and Communities, and that's taught by our Dean of the Honors College, Dr. McCorkadale. Other class titles include Unlocking the Mysteries of Sleep, A Taste of Engineering for Non-Engineers, The Science of Baseball, Self from the Perspective of the Brain, Nurture versus Nature, Should We Make Science Fiction Real, Survival Skills for Freshman Students, and Biomedical Ethics and Health Policy. So those are just some of the titles of the freshman seminars that we offer. With those freshman seminars, they're only 1 credit classes, so they meet once a week for about 50 minutes. And those freshman seminars differ from our U of A general education courses. General education courses are classes that all U of A students need to take for their graduation requirements. As an honors student, you can take an honors gen ed class. Now, some of the examples of these include exploring electronic presence from telegraph to Twitter. This class uses historical and cultural perspectives to reflect critically on our everyday experience of electronic presence and the role that information and communication technologies play in shaping our lives. We also have bodies and machines. This class is from the world of industrial machines to the world of digital devices. This course offers a cultural and historical exploration of how science and technology has contributed to the ways that we imagine and think about the racial, economic, sexual, and political dimensions of the human body. And one more course description I want to share with you is called Our Human Footprint. And in this course, you'll explore through discussion, field trips to the biosphere, and personal engagement ways we impact our planet, how scientists measure it, whether these impacts can influence our well-being on our planet, and what solutions could increase the sustainability of our practices. So those are just some examples of the general education courses that you could take. Now with class sizes, honors freshman seminars have about 18 students on average and 30 students max. So again, in your honors classes, you'll be in a smaller class size setting, and our students really benefit from that. All right, so another feature of the honors experience that I want to share with you is the first year program. Now there are several components to the first year program, and the first is the Common Reading Book and Theme. So the Common Reading program is something that you would find at a smaller liberal arts school. And the Common Reading program book is chosen the year before from upperclassmen honors students. They go through hundreds of books and ultimately select one that has really interesting themes, and that's something that the freshmen would find interesting. So this year's book is called The Other Wes Moore. And again, this was chosen by our juniors and seniors in the Honors College. And I actually would like to share with you what this book is about. So two kids named Wes Moore were born blocks apart within a year of each other. Both grew up fatherless in similar Baltimore neighborhoods and had difficult childhoods. Both hung out on street corners with their crews. Both ran into trouble with the police. How then did one grow up to be a Rhodes Scholar, decorated veteran, White House Fellow, and business leader, while the other ended up a convicted murderer serving a life sentence? Wes Moore, the author of this fascinating book, sets out to answer this profound question. In alternating narratives, the readers from heart-wrenching losses to moments of surprising redemption, The Other Wes Moore tells a story of a generation of boys trying to find their way in a hostile world. So all of our incoming admitted honors students received this book summer 2014, and then are expected to read it by the time school starts. And so what's interesting is the themes from this book are connected to your freshman seminar courses. So the theme of this year's book is the examined life. So for example, there's a freshman seminar called The Examined Life, so there are discussions and topics revolving that, and students will get to discuss topics in the book and then also relate back on their own personal experiences. Also, with the freshman Common Reading book, we're really excited that Wes Moore, the decorated veteran and Rhodes Scholar, will be visiting our U of A campus next month during Family Weekend at Honors Convocation. He will be our keynote speaker. So our honors students are really excited to get to hear him speak in person and ask him questions and learn more about his life, and ask him the questions that they weren't able to get the answers from the book. So they're really excited about that, and parents can attend that too. Another component of the first year program includes those freshman first year seminar courses that I just described to you. Again, those are 1-credit courses led by top U of A faculty, and they're limited to honors freshmen. We also have several first year events for our students. One of my favorites that I attended already was the Honors Freshman Launch. So that was the weekend before the first day of school back in August, and we rented out the entire U of A Rec Center pool, which is an Olympic-sized swimming pool, so great facilities, and we had more than 500 honors freshmen attend that event. There were freshmen swimming in the pool, there were some dancing because we had a DJ, and there was also a barbecue. So our students were mingling with one another because they're all freshmen and all new to campus, so they're making friends already. And then that also gave them an opportunity to get to meet honors faculty and staff. So we were there socializing and trying to get to know our students, ask them about their summers and what they're looking forward to at the U of A. We also have Honors Convocation, which I mentioned earlier. That is during family weekend, and it's where we induct you into the Honors College. There are other first-year events that will also take place in Honors Residence Halls. Later on in the presentation, I'll go over the 2 Honors Residence Halls that we have. Hall Council will plan events for our students, both social and academic, but also the Honors College will host some events in those. Other events, though, include Honors Smart Talks, and those are offered about once a month, and those are for honors students. If you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or a faculty member, anyone's welcome to attend. You do register for those online, and we do provide a complimentary lunch. And that's where an honors professor on campus will host a lunch and share his or her research findings. A lot of times our professors are working on cutting edge research or have ongoing projects, and so you get to pick their brains for about 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and get to meet other honors students and network, and then get to know that professor face to face. So it's a great opportunity to get to know some faculty members on campus. We also have our Fall Festival, which is actually in about 2 weeks, and that takes place in Sloniker House. Sloniker House is the home of the Honors College. It's our administrative office, and that's where you can find honors advisors, our internship coordinator, as well as the dean's office and other faculty and staff members. Fall Festival is where we'll have food for our students and other fall festivities and activities to partake in. So we know that honors freshmen come from all over, not just in Arizona, but from across the U.S., and so it's a great way to transition and get to know new students. We also have numerous honors clubs and organizations that you can be a part of. So, for example, we have Honors College Ambassadors. Honors College Ambassadors is a great way to get involved on campus if you're really excited to share what your U of A experience and your Honors College experience is all about. So through that club, you actually get to work with the recruitment team for the Honors College, and you'll be recruiting prospective students to the U of A Honors College. So for example, we will host events and ask our Honors College ambassadors to come as students for the student panel and share their honors experiences. Our Honors College ambassadors also can give tours of the honors dorms, and they also host overnight stays. Overnights take place in Arbol de la Vida, and that's where if you're an admitted honors student or if you're a national scholar, you can spend the night in Arbol de la Vida and get to a feel for what living in an honors dorm is like. We also have Honors Mentors Association. So if you're an incoming freshman and you want to have a mentor at the U of A, maybe it's a mentor who has the same major, or maybe it's a mentor who is from the same state or city as you. We have an organization to partner you up, so we have a great mentee-mentor ratio, and so that is a great resource if you want to hear the ins and outs of campus, and they can give you some great advice for you to be a successful first-year student. We also have extreme discovery teams. So if you're interested in sharing the importance of higher education to some low-income schools, you can travel to local schools in the Tucson area and present to those middle school and high school students. If you're a theater person, we also have honors players, and they meet in Sloniker House and they perform some really interesting and dynamic performances for honor students and anyone who's welcome to attend. Sometimes honors faculty and staff will also be audience members during their performances. We also have first year engagement, and with that we have the first year project. So the first year project gives you an opportunity to get a taste of what research is like at the U of A. Now, what's great about being at the U of A is that last year we received more than $650 million in undergraduate research grants. So if you're interested in research, the U of A is definitely the place to be. Now, what's nice about being a student at the U of A, though, is that you can get research experience starting your first year, and that might be uncommon at other institutions. But the first year project is totally optional, and it's where you create a research project that you're interested in. So it could be a subject that you're passionate about, or it could be something related to your major. It is totally up to you. With this research project, you will earn 1 unit of honors independent study credit. You'll also be partnered with a U of A faculty mentor. So this mentor can help guide you through the project if you need help conducting research, if you need help getting surveys out, or even if you need help putting together your paper. Your mentor is there throughout the entire way. We have several categories in which you can complete your project in. So I'll just go over those different categories and some examples of the first year project submissions that students have done in the past. So the first category description is analytical research. So this is where the presentation method might be a poster or a paper. You might be writing a scholarly paper about a new area of study that you recently learned about in your class. An example of this could be Go Vegetarian, the benefits of eating less meat. That was actually a submission from last year. We also have a category called Applied Research and the Community Project. And this is a category meant for students who wish to develop, plan, and execute a community service project, and it must be an original idea. And here you can write a 10 to 15 page paper and create a poster to describe your project's impact, evaluation of success, and areas for improvement. So an example of past submissions in this category include a guide to organizing a school garden tour and a community-based allergic diseases education. So if you're interested in doing something community service related, that could be a first year project category you might want to be interested in. We also have a category on the common reading. So this category would involve any project that is directly related to the themes, topics, or ideas from our book. For this year, it would be, again, The Other Wes Moore, but of course, for next year's students, that book will change. And for this presentation method, students can do a performance, an oral presentation, maybe they'll create a poster, paper, or portfolio. Excuse me. Another category students can complete a project in is creative expression. So if you are interested in video editing, or if you're studying photography, or you're a dance major or theater major, this is where you can demonstrate your artistic expression. And again, this might be a performance, an oral presentation, poster, or an art portfolio. And in the past, I have had students who have done choreographed dances or who have written a playwright. Excuse me. So we also have a design category. So if you have an interest in practical applications like engineering, architecture, or even business, consider designing a product or object of use. Another example of this submission could be integration of artificial muscle into surveillance robotics and a progressive group of studying tool, the Study Buddy app. We also have the last category is lab and field experience. So if you're interested in taking a more traditional approach to research, this might be the category for you. You may submit a 5 to 10 page paper and create a poster that details your lab work or field experience. Because lab and field research is often collaborative, you may acknowledge any collaborators and should describe their role in the lab or research project. And this could be presented in a poster or a paper. And then an example of a submission for this is investigating onset of antisocial video comments. So in the spring of your freshman year, so in April, this is when you have the opportunity to present your project at our showcase. So there is a prize if you win. One student in each of the 6 categories will win an award in the amount of the U of A Honors College fee for 1 semester, which is $250. In addition, one student will be selected as the overall showcase winner and receive an additional $1,000 award. So that again takes place in April. All right. So another part of the honors experience includes honors engagement. Now, we really want our students to be real world ready and take what they're learning inside of the classroom and apply it to the real world. So honors engagement can be in the form of several things. It could be undergraduate research, community engagement, internships, study abroad, and even Honors Civic Leadership Academy. So I just want to go over some of these a little more in depth. So with undergraduate research, keep in mind research isn't limited to just the sciences. You aren't just in the lab cleaning test tubes. At U of A, you can be doing research in humanities, history, economics, all across all disciplines. So if you want to work in a lab with a professor, you could possibly earn honors credit. There are also undergraduate research opportunities for campus jobs, so if you get paid hourly, or you can voluntarily work in a research lab on campus. We also have honors internships. For example, there's one at the Biosphere. So that's where you can earn honors credit while learning and developing some crucial real-world skills to help develop your knowledge further and prepare you for graduation. And then we also have honors study abroad. So there are numerous study abroad programs at the U of A, and more information can be found at the Office of Study Abroad. But for the Honors College, we have honors trips, and that's where you can earn honors credit. So we have exotic trips to places in Germany, Namibia, Singapore, Guatemala, and on these honors trips you'll be with other honors students and you get to immerse yourself in a new culture, take really dynamic honors classes, and then experience something totally new with your honors peers. Last year, we also awarded study abroad scholarships just for honors students. We awarded about $70,000. So another privilege of being in the Honors College is that you can apply for honors-only scholarships. And one thing I want to touch on with the internships, so we do have an honors internship coordinator. This person can help you search for an internship, whether that's in your hometown or in a different state. And then she can also help you apply for that internship. So if you need help with your resume or cover letter, she would be a great resource to ask for help like that. And then if you need prep for the interview, definitely reach out to our internship coordinator. The University of Arizona also has career services, so there are resources there, but in honors you can always take advantage of our coordinator and use her knowledge and advice to help get you and land you that internship. Also with the engagement for next year's freshman class, whatever engagement experience you choose, a new feature is that it'll actually be officially listed on your U of A transcript. So let's say you're applying to medical school one day. When they see your transcripts, they'll see that so-and-so studied abroad in Thailand. So we're really excited that that will show up on the transcript. All right. So I do want to go over some of the graduation requirements for the Honors College. The first is pretty simple. It's the 3.5 cumulative GPA at the time of graduation. So we understand that students' GPAs fluctuate over time. For example, if in your sophomore spring semester your GPA dips below a 3.5, that is okay. You can still be in the Honors College, but just know that at the time of graduation, you have to have that 3.5 to have the with honors on your diploma when you graduate. We also require that our students take 30 honors units. So again, those can be in the form of honors electives, honors courses in your major, your freshman seminar, and then also honors general education courses. We don't give you a set curriculum of what classes that you need to take, so you have that flexibility to sign up for classes that interest you. Again, we ask that you do take the one first year seminar, and again, that's only one credit, but for the rest of your classes, you can pick whatever you would like. And then we also have the annual advising appointment. And so that's where you would meet with your honors advisor at least once per year. If you'd like to meet with them more, just give the academic specialist a call and schedule an appointment, and then you can meet with them more often if you would like. We also require that our students complete one engagement experience, and earlier I went over that with the study abroad, that could be the internships or the undergraduate research, for example. And then one last thing is the honors senior thesis. So this is actually worth 6 credits, so that's 6 credits of the 30 that you're required to complete for graduating with honors. And the senior thesis is a personalized research experience. And so it sums up, it's a culmination of what you've studied for the past 3 years at the U of A, 3 to 4 years, and all combining into one project. And your thesis could be in the form of different things. It could be a paper, it could be a performance, it could be an engineering design project, or if you're an entrepreneurship major, you would be creating a business plan for a company. So there are many different forms of senior thesis paper projects. I do want to give you some examples of some thesis submissions from this past graduating class. So these are just varying across all majors, but these are pretty interesting thesis that I read online. You can actually look at the repository for U of A Honors Senior Theses and take a look at what people have researched on campus. So some examples include the correlations between management style and the effectiveness of marketing strategies. Is American English dead? A linguistic and editorial look at modern language. Engineering senior design project, a robotic lawnmower. 3D printing of mitral valves for preoperative medical simulation. The Benjamin Button effect, shifting adults into an infant-like mode to improve second language learning. In Love, in Theory, a film about how love and friendship are molded by narratives. And lastly, automated time-lapse camera systems. So some really interesting projects. Again, it's worth 6 units. Starting in your spring semester of junior year, you'll submit a thesis prospectus. Now your thesis is to be related to your major, and your thesis prospectus essentially outlines what your project will be like. Also, keep in mind during your senior year, you'll be partnered with a faculty mentor. And so this faculty mentor will meet with you and help you with the research, help you write the paper, and help guide you throughout that entire process. Also, for outcomes for honors. So about 60% of our honors graduates pursue professional programs immediately after graduation and attend some of the most prestigious graduate and professional schools across the nation. Over the past several years, we've had students who've gone on to Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, Berkeley, MIT, so some great institutions, and they attribute their success back to the honors experience, and a lot of them gave a competitive edge was received from doing their honors thesis. Now, of that 60%, about 11% of our honors students go on to medical school, and about 3% go on to law school. About 68% of our students graduate in 4 years, and that actually jumps to 82% for graduating in 5 years. All right, so here are several honors privileges that you would get as an honors wildcat. The first one I want to tell you about is priority registration. So that is a favorite amongst our honors students. Normally to register for classes at the U of A, that's based on seniority. So we have the seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. Well, when you're in honors, you get to register early. So honors freshmen and honors sophomores register with the U of A seniors, and then U of A honors juniors and honors seniors register ahead of the U of A non-honors seniors, and they register with the NCAA athletes and veterans. So the very first group on campus to register for courses. Now, priority registration is a powerful tool because it gives you the flexibility to sign up for classes that you're interested in and the classes that you need to graduate. Some students, for example, would prefer keeping their afternoons free for research, so they'll sign up for morning classes. Or if you want to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays at your on-campus job, our students can sign up for classes that are offered Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So again, it gives you the flexibility to enroll in these classes, and you get to register weeks ahead of the non-honor students. Another option, or excuse me, another privilege we have is honors study abroad. So I mentioned that earlier that you could get honors credit abroad in some of the countries and programs that we have to offer. And so if you go on a non-honors study abroad trip, you might not be able to earn honors credit just because of the availability, which depends on the program, but our honors trips are a great option. We also have an honors trip for our freshman students. And so for summer 2015, we have one summer trip from June 8th to July 3rd, and that's in Greece and London, and you'll be traveling with other honors freshman students, and you'll receive 6 honors units of credit. And the cost for that ranges from about $4,800 to about $5,800, not including airfare. And for that, we also have about room for about 20 students. The second summer session for our honors trip for freshmen takes place from June 29th to July 4th, and this is a trip to New York and Venice. So the cost for that is about the same. You're looking at that $4,800 to $5,800, and then you'll also receive 6 honors units of credit. So if you're interested in the honors trip, again, you would want to talk to your honors advisor about that. We also have graduate level library access for our honors students. So you can actually rent out study rooms for longer, and you can check out library materials for up to 6 months. So that's really helpful if you're working on your senior thesis, for example, because then you'll have those materials for a 6-month period and you won't have to bother returning them in the middle of the semester. We also have honors-specific scholarships that you would be able to apply for as a current honors student. So with those scholarships, those are in the form of donors. They come from alumni and also grants. Last year, we awarded about $45,000 in undergraduate research grants. Earlier, I had mentioned we awarded about $70,000 for honors study abroad. Let's say you want to travel to the East Coast for a conference and share your research findings. If there's something you want to do that's related to that or professional development, you can also apply for other honors scholarships to help fund that trip. Lastly, we also have Office of Nationally Competitive Scholarships. So if you're interested in applying for prestigious scholarships like the Fulbright, Rhodes, Marshall, Truman, among others, we have a coordinator who can help you with that process. So from the application process to the interview prep process, our advisor can help you walk you through the steps for that. All right, so now we're shifting over into the community side of the Honors College, and a large factor in that is the Honors residence life. So you have a choice of living in 2 honors-only residence halls, Arbol de la Vida and Yuma Hall. About 60% of our honors halls are reserved for incoming freshmen, and about 90% of our honors students live in the halls in their first year. So the first is Arbol de la Vida. Arbol has about 720 students who live there. It's a co-ed dorm. It's located on the southwest corner of campus near the Park Student Union, University Boulevard, and Main Gate Square, as well as the Arizona State Museum and Centennial Hall. This was built in 2011, so it's almost brand new, and it has a lot of great smart and sustainable features. We harvest our rainwater. There are smart thermostats and green outlets. The building was built and constructed with locally sourced materials. The shower water is heated with solar energy, so some really great features, and the dorm is also LEED Platinum certified. There are also numerous study rooms in each of these wings in Arbol de la Vida, and there are also conference rooms. Sometimes honors classes will take place in Arbol de la Vida, and we also have a new honors advisor that now has an office on site in Arbol de la Vida. So if you have a quick advising question or want to chat with an honors advisor and you live in Arbol de la Vida, you can definitely walk to the first floor and visit her in her office. She doesn't only cater to Arbol residents, anybody can visit her, but it's especially convenient for those of you who would be living in that honors residence hall. Then we also have Yuma Hall. So Yuma Hall has about 180 students, and it's located more in the middle of campus, and it's by Swaniker House, which is the home of the Honors College, and then it's also near the Student Union, the College of Engineering, the Fine Arts Complex, as well as the Eller College of Management. Yuma Hall will be celebrating its 75th birthday this school year, and it's got a classic red brick feel, so lots of character. This hall has communal bathrooms, but the rooms also have sinks in them, so that's kind of convenient to have in your own room. Also, living in an honors residence hall is not mandatory. I do recommend it though. It's a living and learning environment, so you'll be surrounded by other honors students who are bright and ambitious and respectful of one another. And there are also students you would find in some of your honors classes living in your own honors residence hall. So you might see students in the study rooms working on a project together, or they might be hosting a study session for their calculus class. So living in an honors residence hall is great because you get to know other honors community members, and then you get to also partake in social and academic events that are hosted by the hall councils. All right, so the 3-in-1 application for U of A includes admission into the University of Arizona, consideration for honors, and consideration for merit-based aid. So to apply for the Honors College, you'll have to submit your high school transcripts, ACT or SAT scores, and then a paid fee or waiver. On the U of A application, there is a box that indicates your interest in the Honors College. So to apply, you're going to check the box, and then you'll be directed to do an honors essay. The honors essay is 500 words max, and we ask for that because we don't look at your writing SAT score. We will only look at your reading and math. We don't require any letters of recommendations, and just to let you know, national scholars are automatically admitted into the Honors College. So the application timeline. So Wildcat Promise 1, if you complete your application by October 15th, you'll receive your decision on November 5th. If you complete your application for round 2 by November 5th, you'll receive your decision letter by December 3rd. These are non-binding, but I would recommend you apply within those deadlines because you do get to see what your financial merit-based scholarships outline is like, what kind of financial aid package you've received. You'll see if you've been admitted into the Honors College, and you'll also have access to Scholarship Universe. All right, so again, submit your transcripts early. You can submit test scores even after you apply to the U of A. And one more thing I want to tell you about is the alternative honors admission. So if you're not initially admitted into the Honors College, we do have a second round in the spring that takes place in January, and that's called Freshman Review. With Freshman Review, we ask for a teacher recommendation letter. We'll also take a look at your 7th semester grades, and then we ask for additional essays, 2 to 3 additional essays. And so with that, if you really want that honors experience, but maybe you didn't have the highest test score or your GPA wasn't as high as you thought it could be, definitely look into Freshman Review. Usually the deadline for that is late February to early March. Just to give you an idea of the national scholars, about 25% of them represent our incoming honors freshman class. And here is a breakdown of the demographics for our admitted freshmen for 2014. So to give you some averages, our unweighted average high school GPA is about a 3.85. Average SAT score is about a 1350 out of 1600 because we only look at math and critical reading. And then our average ACT score is about a 30. Keep in mind these are averages, so there are students who are admitted into honors with below those. Also, there are no minimums, so if you don't quite align with those and are still interested in the Honors College, check that box and complete the honors essay. All right, so for those of you who are interested in the U of A, definitely plan a visit to campus. You can go on an Arizona Ambassadors campus tour, but for honors, we host honors information sessions Monday through Friday at 12:45, and then the first Saturday of every month. And that's an information session where you'll hear information kind of like what I've been telling you in this presentation now, and you'll also get a tour of Arbol de la Vida. We also have Honors Insight Days, so that's where you get a tour and get to meet current honors students and get a more in-depth look about what the Honors College is like. And then we have Honors Overnights, so that's where you can spend the night in an honors hall and have dinner with our dean and faculty. And this is available to national scholars and admitted students. All right, so that is my contact information there. Feel free to email me if you have any questions, and also check out our social media pages. So for the last portion before I answer questions, I want you to meet Lily Palacios. Hi, everybody. So Lily is a current honors senior at the U of A, and she's also an honors college ambassador. So I'll let her chat about her honors experience. She also lived in Arbol de la Vida, so she can tell you some experiences in the honors residence halls.
Thank you so much. Great. Hi guys, as Jenny mentioned previously, my name is Lily and I am a senior here at the University of Arizona. I have quite a few majors. I'm studying international relations, Spanish, Portuguese, and French, and I have been an honors student for almost 4 years now. I lived in Arbol de la Vida both my freshman and sophomore year, and I've also been an honors college ambassador for quite a while, and I also participate in the Honors Mentors Association, which is a really cool program for freshmen, where I get to mentor incoming freshmen, who have the same major as me, have the same interests, which is really, really cool. Just some things about the Honors College that I really love and that I really enjoy sharing with people are all of the opportunities that are going to be available to you. I do remember my freshman year, I took 2 introductory classes. One was an English class and then another one was immigration law class, and both of them were actually taught by the deans of their respective colleges. So I took a class with the dean of the College of English and then the dean of the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences my freshman year, which was absolutely incredible. And those people are brilliant, and to have them around me as early as my freshman year was a really incredible experience. I've also studied abroad in Paris to finish up my French minor last year, and the Honors College was able to offer me a scholarship which helped me pay for that study abroad, which is really cool. And there's a lot of opportunities like that are going to be available to you just all throughout. Another thing, like I said, that I really recommend if you're planning on living on campus and staying in an honors dorm, it's a really cool experience because you're there, with honor students who have the same type of goals as you, who have the same type of study habits. There's always going to be somebody studying for the next exam coming up all over the dorm. There's always going to be study parties. There's always going to be people that are going to be really involved, have the same academic goals as you, which is really, really nice. And it's just a really cool community, and you can find a lot of ways to get involved. There's always things happening. There's always things that are going to be happening at Soniker, which is the headquarters of our honors college here, and just you're going to get a lot of really cool opportunities. Take advantage of them, and I've really enjoyed my 4 years here. So.
Thanks, Lily.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the questions that you've submitted to Lily and I. And so, let me pull this up. All right, so someone asked, does the Honors College allow for easier admission to medical or vet school? So when you're an honors student and you're applying to professional programs, they'll know that you are part of the Honors College. And so they know that you took some challenging courses and that you participated in doing an honors thesis and did honors engagement on campus. So that I think would give you a competitive edge when you're applying to medical school. Like I said earlier, about 10% of our students go on to med school immediately after graduation. And now we're really excited. U of A will be having its veterinary program after receiving an endowment. So that will be starting in the next couple of years, but we're really excited to offer that. All right. So if you continue submitting our questions, Lily and I will be here to answer those. What we can do now for you, though, is tell you a little bit more about campus and other honors students. So Lily, do you want to tell us more about an honors overnight for our admitted students and national scholars?
Yeah, definitely. So as part of as an honors college ambassador, I've participated in a lot of overnight visits, which is really, really cool because I get to host prospective honors college students. When I lived in Arbor de la Vida, they would actually spend the night with me and, just get a little bit of a feeling about what it's going to be like if you do decide to come to the U of A and, just in everyday life. So how it basically works is you come into the University of Arizona, you can get your tour, you get a tour of Arbor de la Vida, which is a really nice dorm, it's really, really cool, and then you spend the night with an honors college ambassador that has been assigned to you based on your major, based on your interest, and you just get to hang out a little bit, make friends, and learn what it's like to be a college student at the U of A. We also have a lot of really fun activities. We go out and we play volleyball. Sometimes we go and do tag football on the mall. We can go catch a movie. There's always cookies and milk at some point in the night, and it's a really great way just to get a feel of the University of Arizona and the University of Arizona Honors College, and it'll help you make your decision and decide on your future.
All right, thanks, Lily.
Yeah.
So we just had another question come in. How do you get into the Honors College, and is there any special requirement? So with getting into the Honors College, when you apply to the U of A, again, it's a 3-in-1 application. For honors consideration, you must submit your SAT or ACT scores as well as high school transcripts. To get into the Honors College, though, we're looking at several things. We're looking at your high school unweighted GPA. We're also looking at the types of courses that you took in high school. So did you take AP classes? Did you take honors classes? Were you in IB program? Or did you take dual enrollment classes? And then we'll also take a look at that SAT or ACT score. Again, our average SAT score is a 1350. Average ACT score is about a 30, and we do not super score. So we will take the highest score. So if you submit multiple tests, we'll take the best. Score. And then, is there any special requirements? So make sure when you're doing your application, you check the box. Checking the box will then direct you to an essay, and the essay this year is select an inspirational quote that you would put on the wall of your freshman dorm in the Honors College, and explain why you chose that quote, and explain why you see that quote's message as enduring rather than situational. So 500 words maximum. We're really excited because that allows you to select any quote you would like. And so if you're a national scholar, you don't have to do the quote. And in the box, you can just write, I am a national scholar. All right, so another question. Can you take advantage of the SALT program at the University of Arizona if accepted into the Honors College? And the answer to that is yes. So if you want to be in SALT and get some additional academic resources like tutoring and study sessions, you can be a part of SALT and still be taking some honors classes. Okay. So one thing I want to mention is the Eller College of Management for honor students. So just if you're interested in business, so marketing, entrepreneurship, accounting, management, operations management, finance even, if you're an honor student, you get automatic admission into the Eller College. I'm an alum of the Eller College, and I really benefited from my Eller experience. And so normally to get into the Eller College of Management, you would have to do an interview, and then you'd have to also do an entrance exam. As an honor student, though, as long as you have a 3.5, you're automatically admitted. All right, so here are some more questions. So someone asked, at this point, we know that our daughter is a National Merit semifinalist, so will that guarantee a seat in the Honors College? So National Merit semifinalists are automatically admitted into the Honors College. Am I able to apply for the Honors College in my second year because my high school grades are not good enough? That's a great question. So if you're not in the Honors College, admitted into the Honors College freshman year, there's another way you can get into the Honors College for current students, and that's called self-nomination. So the criteria for that is if you've taken at least 12 U of A credits and have a cumulative GPA at the U of A of a 3.5, you can self-nominate into the Honors College. So you would contact the academic specialist and they would initiate the process. And then for the following semester, you would start being able to enroll in honors courses. You do have to have at least 3 semesters remaining to do the Honors College. And again, this is for students who maybe weren't initially admitted or didn't know about the Honors College their first year. All right, so you guys are asking some really great questions. And since Lily is here with me, if you have questions on student life or Honors College Ambassadors or the Mentors Association, feel free to ask for some of those. All right. All right, so someone asked, is tuition-free standing awarded automatically to National Merit semifinalists? So the award for 2015-2016 for National Merit semifinalists is $10,000 per academic year. And that is if you've been named a National Merit semifinalist. And then if you are a National Merit semifinalist, you can still apply for additional scholarships on Scholarship Universe and then combine those. All right. Is there any extra tuition fee or reduction in tuition fee for the Honors College? Great question. So, to be a part of the Honors College, we do have a fee. It's $500 per school year. So you'll be charged on your Bursars account $250 in the fall, $250 in the spring, and the fee goes towards several things. So events that are put on by the Honors College, the fee has also allowed us to hire more honors advisors and staff, and we also have a fee waiver. So if the fee is a burden to you, we have a fee waiver scholarship that you can apply for. So someone asked, if you did this second year enrollment in the Honors College, would you still be able to do the first year project? So the first year project is for our freshman students. So if you self-nominate into the Honors College as a sophomore or junior, you will not be able to participate in the first year project, but you can still do on-campus research throughout any of your years here at the U of A, and then you would still be able to complete your honors senior thesis. Oh, for Lily. Okay, so are the honors dorms and the normal dorms very different?
All right, so one of the biggest things that I like to tell people about the difference between the honors dorms and regular dorms is just the kind of people that you're surrounding yourself with. So like I said, I lived in the honors dorm both my freshman and sophomore year, and the thing about it is you can always find people that are going to be in your honors classes, people that are going to be, having study parties that have sort of the same goals as you. I mean, we kind of have the same mindset. So I think that's the biggest thing about it is, you just surround yourself with honors students, and, you have a lot of opportunities for studying. You also have a lot of opportunities just make a lot of friends and everything. And that we also have I know when I lived in Arbol de la Vida, a lot of the professors would come in and give lectures in Arbol de la Vida. They also had classes there at some point, and just we have a lot of events that are geared a lot towards honor students. Free food, all of that included, which we love here at the U of A. But it's a really good environment, and I would definitely recommend just, if you are an honors student, it's really helpful to live in an honors hall.
And also I want to mention for the 23 residence halls at the U of A, all of them have a faculty fellow. The faculty fellow in Arbol de la Vida, we have 2 of them, Dr. Pollard, who is a chemistry professor, and then Dr. Serafin Supapan, who is an engineering professor. Actually, today, Dr. Supapan is on Arbol de la Vida in the kitchen, and she is cooking Thai food. They are making red curry, so what's really special is that if you're in Arbol de la Vida, you get to enjoy her food about every 2 weeks. Sometimes she makes pad thai, and it's a great way to get to know Dr. Supapan, who's an engineering professor. So again, many of our students are engineering, but then you also get to know other honor students living in the hall. Was she the faculty fellow when you lived there?
Yes, they always had the professors were there cooking a lot, and they always brought food and just talked to us. And they're really helpful people, even if you're not an engineering student or even if you're not a chemistry student. They're just really cool people. Dr. Pollard is amazing. We're really good friends actually, and I'm not even a chemistry student. So they're really awesome opportunities.
All right, so next question, does summer school cost extra? So summer tuition is different from your basic U of A fall and spring tuition. If you want to sign up for classes in the summer, you can start doing that in the spring semester, and there are scholarships available for that. And then your financial aid does not apply toward your summer school.
Another thing about summer school, if you're thinking about taking classes in the summer and if you're an incoming freshman, is the New Start program that we recommend for a lot of students, which is basically just you come into the University of Arizona for 6 weeks and get some of your introductory classes out of the way. And you guys can look that up online whenever you have a free chance. It's the New Start program.
All right, so does U of A have familiarity with service dogs in classes on campus? So the U of A, I've seen on campus service dogs. We also have the Disability Resource Center. So if you have any learning disabilities or physical disabilities, there are resources in the DRC. For example, if you need extra test time, students will take their exams in the DRC, which is located near Campus Health. We also have an adaptive gym. Our campus is also flat, so it's very wheelchair friendly, and with the great weather, it's really appropriate for students who have any of those disabilities. So someone asked, I am pursuing the IB diploma, so is there any minimum points required to get into the honors college? So we don't have any minimums. If you are IB, you have taken your IB exams, and oftentimes scores between 5 to 7 will earn you U of A credit, and that credit will, if you go onto our catalog website, you can look up what exam scores will translate to what on campus. By doing IB, though, since you're coming in with so much credit, you might be starting off as a sophomore or a junior, and then that will give you the flexibility and option to even double major or dual degree. We know that our IB students are very prepared and have taken rigorous courses, so our IB students do well in the honors college. All right. Also, if some of you guys are enrolled in AP classes, you can visit the catalog website for Arizona and click on Advanced Placement, and there you can see the credit transfer table. So let's say you scored a 4 or 5 on the AP Language and Composition exam. That would mean you earn 3 credits of English 101 at the U of A, and so that you already knocked out. You don't have to still fulfill those credits because you've already earned them by taking that AP exam and earning that 4 or 5. So what's great about that table, though, is you can see every AP exam that's offered and what scores translate into what kind of credit on campus. So to wrap things up, before wrapping things up, we have one more question. When you get credit for AP classes taken in high school, are the high school grades also reflected in the undergraduate transcript? So when we see your transcript, we'll see your grade for the class. We won't have your AP scores. And then we'll also see the honors classes and other rigorous courses that you've taken in high school. When you take your AP exams, make sure you submit those scores to the University of Arizona. You can look up the school code when you submit the scores. And then you would talk to your academic advisor about how that credit transfers over and what you would need to take. But when we look at your transcripts, we'll look at the unweighted GPA. So if you have taken AP and honors courses, and those are weighted, when you apply to the U of A and your application goes through processing, they'll calculate your unweighted GPA. All right. So to wrap things up, Lily and I want to thank you so much for your time, and thank you for asking some really great questions. The Honors College has the ability to elevate and enhance your U of A experience. You get to be an Honors Wildcat and a general U of A Wildcat, and we're really excited that we are fully integrated into the University of Arizona. So you get all the access and resources to what the U of A has to offer, but then you get some extra privileges and experiences as an Honors Wildcat. And so apply to the University of Arizona, check the honors box for the application. We look forward to your applications, and hopefully you will get to be a future Wildcat one day. So
and join us.
Thank you so much.
Bear down.